Breaking news, Atlanta, grab your popcorn, your edges, and your sense of disbelief because this courtroom chaos just turned into a reality TV season finale with handcuffs and hashtags. Yes, you heard me right, Tasha K just walked into Fulton County Court like Olivia Pope with receipts, attitude, and a binder labeled The Lies of Bambi. And by the time she was done, the entire internet was clutching its pearls, screaming, "Not the fake DNA, too." Now, I know what you're thinking, wait, wasn't Bambi the one crying about betrayal last season? Oh, she was. But apparently, between all the tears, filters, and spiritual healing captions, she forgot to mention one tiny detail. The baby never existed. Yup, according to courtroom whispers, leaked footage, and one over caffeinetic live streaming from the parking lot. The entire storyline. It's about as real as a reunion apology. And who's sitting quietly in the back while the internet catches fire? Scrappy, the man once painted as the villain, now sipping poetic justice like sweet tea, finally walking out free. But the question everyone's asking is, did Tasha K just expose a lie? Stay tuned, because this rabbit hole goes way deeper than baby rumors. It started like any other scandal in Atlanta's messy celebrity ecosystem. Except this one didn't unfold on a reunion stage or a gossip blog. It unfolded under fluorescent courthouse lights with everyone pretending not to refresh their phones. The story began weeks before the first gavel hit, when whispers started circulating that Bambi's much-publicized pregnancy wasn't real. At first, fans brushed it off as just another rumor. After all, every season came with its own headline. But then Tasha K, the internet's loudest truth dealer, dropped a cryptic post saying, "If y'all knew what I knew, the ratings would drop faster than her tears." Within hours, blogs picked it up, podcasts spun theories, and the hashtag #FakeBaby started trending. By the time court day arrived, it wasn't just a hearing, it was a spectacle. Bambi entered in silence, her usual designer armor traded for a beige suit and trembling hands. Tasha K, on the other hand, walked in like she owned the truth. Binder tucked under her arm, camera flashes catching that signature smirk. The courtroom felt charged. Like everyone already knew something explosive was about to happen, but couldn't quite believe it would. As the judge called for order, whispers turned into gasps when the prosecution announced their first witness. Tasha K, she took the stand, leaned forward, and in that slow, deliberate tone that made her famous online, she said, "The pregnancy storyline you all saw was fabricator, was no baby. No test, no truth." The courtroom froze. Every reporter's pen stopped midair. Bambi stared straight ahead, her jaw locked so tight you could hear her teeth grind. Somewhere in the back, Scrappy shifted in his seat, his face unreadable, as if realizing this might be the day his entire reputation flipped from villain to victim. Then came the evidenceous string of leaked production. Emails showing discussions about how to build emotional engagement around motherhood, complete with fake doctors. Notes and photo mock-ups of pregnancy tests. The jury leaned in closer. The judge rubbed his temples, and Bambi's lawyer tried to object, but it was too late. Tasha K opened her binder, revealing printed screenshots, text messages, even a voice memo of a producer saying, "She's willing to cry on cue. Just get the cameras ready." The footage hit like a punch. You could feel the air leave the room. Tasha K looked unbothered.com even, as she said, "I didn't expose her to destroy Harry, exposed her to stop the performance." The tension was unbearable. The silence electric. For the first time, reality TV had crossed into real reality, and the mask of entertainment was slipping fast. The next day, the courthouse was surrounded by cameras before sunrise, and by the time the doors opened, the air outside felt like a red carpet event for disaster. Inside, the tension was suffocating. Reporters whispering that new evidence was coming that would finally destroy the illusion once and for all. Bambi sat quietly at the defense table, her eyes hollow. Her lawyers flipping through pages they already knew could not save her. The prosecution began by calling an unexpected witness, a former junior producer from the show named Tamika, who looked terrified but determined. She cleared her throat and told the court she had been present during multiple meetings where Bambi and senior producers discussed how to rebuild her image. According to Tamika, someone suggested the pregnancy idea as a way to gain sympathy from viewers. And Bambi agreed immediately, saying that fans always forgive a mother. The words dropped like stones into a lake of silence. The prosecution then produced a series of time-stamped text messages showing production notes referring to baby reveal day and emotional test scene. When those messages appeared on the courtroom screen, Bambi's face lost all remaining color. The defense tried to paint Tamika as a bitter ex-employee seeking revenge, but the jury didn't seem convinced. Then came another surprise, a flash drive with audio clips taken during the filming season. Voices whispering instructions about lighting and fake props. In one clip, a woman sounding like Bambi could be heard asking, "Does this look believable enough?" The courtroom murmured again. Even the judge leaned forward, clearly disturbed by the manipulation that had blurred entertainment and deception. And then, as if the drama needed another twist, Spice walked in unannounced, called as a witness by the prosecution. Dressed in muted tones, she spoke with calm authority, confirming that no prenatal appointments were ever scheduled, no wardrobe adjustments made, and that she herself had started doubting the whole storyline midway through filming. Her testimony was the final nail. The public gallery gasped as Spice concluded what happened on camera was never about truth. It was about saving face and staying paid. By this point, the media outside had already broken the news. Phones buzzed across the room as bloggers posted headlines like "Fake baby plot confirmed" and "Reality stars lie exposed live." Bambi covered her face, the weight of humiliation settling in. Her lawyer's objections sounded weak, hollow, meaningless. When the judge finally called for recess, the room erupted in noise, and as everyone filed out, Tasha Case stood for a moment watching her old rival crumble. The reporters swarmed her with questions, but she simply smiled and said, "The truth always trends eventually." Cameras followed her down the hallway, while behind her Bambi remained seated, motionless as if realizing the show was finally over. When court reconvened the following morning, the air felt different, heavier, like the calm that settles just before a storm breaks. The crowd was larger, the press louder, and yet inside the courtroom, everything moved in slow motion. Bambi entered without her entourage, no makeup, no gloss. Just a beige blazer and eyes that looked like they had not seen sleep in days. Scrappy sat in the second row, quiet and unreadable, his phone face down on the bench beside him. The judge asked everyone to rise, then signaled the final phase of the trial. The prosecution spoke first, walking the jury through every piece of evidence that had been presented: fake DNA files, the edited footage, the staged tears, the manipulated sympathy. They painted a picture of a woman who had blurred the lines between entertainment and deception, until she could no longer tell which was real. Every sentence felt like a slow burn, every word a strike against what little defense remained. When it was finally the defense turn, Bambi's lawyer stood and spoke about pressure, producers, and the toxic culture of reality television that rewarded pain more than honesty. He argued that Bambi was a product of the system, not its mastermind. A woman pushed too far until she broke. Some jurors nodded slightly, others stared coldly ahead. The judge turned to Bambi and asked if she wished to make a final statement. She stood, took a breath, and for the first time in the entire trial, her voice trembled. She said she lost herself chasing applause, that every time the cameras rolled, she gave up a little more of who she was, believing she could edit her way to redemption. She admitted she lied not because she wanted to fool the world, but because she was terrified of being forgotten. She turned to Tasha K., who sat calm and collected, and said, "You were right. I attacked you for telling a truth I couldn't face." The room was silent except for the faint clicking of a journalist's pen. Then the judge delivered the sentence: 1 year probation, 120 days of house arrest, and 200 hours of community service centered on media ethics. He added a requirement for a public apology, saying fame is not an excuse for fraud. Bambi nodded slowly, tears glistening but no longer falling. Tasha K. rose and asked to address the court one last time. She pulled a small flash drive from her bag and said, "Here's the raw footage, the truth without cuts, without edits." She handed it to the clerk and walked out into the flashing lights of the press waiting outside. Reporters shouted her name, but she didn't stop. She looked straight into one camera and said, "I didn't destroy her." The lie did. Later that night, the headlines spread everywhere. The world watching the fall of a star and the rise of truth. And for once, no one could tell where the show ended and reality began. And there you have it. The scandal that shook Atlanta to its core and flipped an entire reality show on its head. The lies, the fake DNA, the courtroom confessions of every frame played out like a movie none of us could stop watching. But before you scroll away, ask yourself, this show, many more of these made-for-TV moments are still being sold to us as truth. How many more storylines are waiting to crumble when the cameras stop rolling? Here at BuzzVault, we don't just report the tea, we pour it boiling. So if you want to keep uncovering the stories they wish would stay buried, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join the vault, where the truth never sleeps. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. As Bambi, a victim of production manipulation or the mastermind of her own downfall? Did Tasha K expose the industry or just play its game better? Let's talk about it, because one thing is certain: nothing in this world of fame and filters is ever what it seems. This is BuzzVault, where every secret has a sequel and the next expose is already loading.